What's up, all my fellow collectors, hobbyists, Martians and Plutonians? Welcome to another edition of Figure This, Figure That, the Don's Figure Chat. Okay, today we're doing a new piece that just arrived. It's a SSR handmade Batman, 1/6 scale. Comes with well, I'll show you with the accessories. The suit's quite nice. The belt leaves a lot to be desired, but it does look like his utility belt. The body is, I don't know, because it's brand new, but it's very hard to work with. It's almost got no body ab crunch whatsoever. It turns, but yeah, no ab crunch to speak of. This is his art box, which is a photo of the actual figure, which is a nice touch. I always like it when they do that. And obviously, it's from the Jim Lou book, Hush, the collaboration between him and the artist. If we look down, there we've got the bandage head sculpt with the bandage cowl. You get 3 batarangs, the branding iron, a couple of hands. Most of them are left hands, funny enough. He gets 1 fist and 1 expressive palm for the right. He gets this huge grappling iron, and then that there is a certificate of proof of what they've done. So I'm going to read it to you. This product, here we go, I'll show you like that. This product is customized by hand. The head sculpture adopts multi-layer painting process. The body has been repolished. Waterproof and dustproof fabric is used for clothing. In case of fabric snagging, please pull it down and up or left and right evenly with your finger to restore. I noticed a couple of pulls already on the suit straight out the box. But other than that, it's in good shape. The belt sits a little high, and when you try and push it down, well, there's something underneath there, maybe a fat suit that doesn't let it go down any further. It's a weird body. It's full of lumps and bumps. So, yeah, only I think when I start posing him, will I really find out about the body. There you can see, like, on the abs and the chest and the arms, it's really full of lumps and bumps. There's a pull there, you can see just there under the bat signal, about 5 millimeters down. The bat emblem itself is made of like a rubber material. The cape is nice, but it could do with some steaming or iron straight out the box. All in all, he's a nice figure, eh? When you first get him, you think, yes, the head's far too small for the body. And I've just had the comic out, because I got the full penciled edition. And he looks in proportion to the Batman in the comic, in the hardback. So, quite a dope job they've done, I would say. But again, I'll only really know once I start posing him. He has got a little bit of ankle articulation, but not much, because he's got these boots, which is a full boot, and quite nice, I must say. The textures are nice, yeah. I actually tell a lie, it's not a full boot. I thought it was. It's in 2 parts there. It doesn't come with a stand. And yeah, there's a unsightly gap that always occurs between the gauntlet and the fist. I haven't managed to solve that yet, but maybe in the next few poses, once it loosens up a bit, and you can start doing things with it. Maybe soften them up with a bit of hot water or the hairdryer. The head sculpt's not bad. It's actually hollow. It's got a funny setup. There's a module on top of the neck plug that fits inside the head. So I suppose at the end of the day, it's like any other head sculpt, really. They just use the inner workings attached to the neck plug instead of in the cowl. The cowl and neck piece are two separate pieces, exactly the same as this. The bandage head sculpt, I don't know if I'm liking that, to be honest. You'll see once it's on, it just doesn't look like bandage to me. Almost looks like a caricature of the Lost Soldier, if you know who that is. I like the branding iron though. It's got some meat on it. Batarang's a plastic, same as the grappling iron. And that's quite a beast. Although he does fight quite a few people in Hush. Especially one, the Croc, Killer Croc. He's a beast, in the comic. He's a beast. The hands are, yeah, they're all right. I just don't understand why they've given us all the left hands and only a fist and an expressive palm for the right. Maybe Bruce was left-handed. I didn't know that. But all in all, yeah, I mean, I enjoy him. He's a nice piece, eh? I don't know if I'm going to be hanging on to him because he doesn't fit in my collection. But, yeah, only time will tell. Only time will tell. Especially once I start playing with him and getting some nice poses, then I'll know what my reaction's going to be to this piece. The cape is quite massive, but you can create your own folds at the back. I'll show you just now. I'll take a little video of it where you pull the cape underneath the cowl to create your own folds at the back. But all in all, he does look like Hush Batman. He really does. I just skimmed through the hardback cover now, the comic, just to get my bearings again on who and what and the whole move. And yeah, I think it's a good rendition. I think they've did a good job. And apparently there was only so many of these made, 1,500 or something. So if that's true, it's quite a collector's piece. I'm sure they wouldn't just make it up, you know, they'd have to validate that claim. But they're not numbered or anything. There was just, it just says there was only 1,500 made. He's quite a beefy character, isn't he? I think he's been working out since Dark Knight. You know, as you can see, that belt is hard plastic. There is a Hush belt doing the rounds just now. I know my friend was selling one. I must ask him if he still got it, because if I'm going to keep this, that would be a nice addition. So what do you think? He looks rather stern, doesn't he? Rather stern Batman. Let's see. Sorry about the light. I'm having to pull out to get a full body shot. At least it's not as bad as the quarter scales. Yeah, that's a mission with the quarter scales. So all in all, yeah, I'm quite impressed, eh? It's the first figure I've had from them, from SSR. And it's not bad, eh? It's not bad at all. I'd like to thank TNS Figures for the way they've handled this whole COVID thing and the build-up of figures to be sent. They've done their best, so thanks TNS. You're the legends. Although not everyone says that, as you well know. You do have some conscientious objectors, shall we say. But yeah, thank you. You've always been good to me. And there he is, in the flesh, straight out the comic. Nice, eh? I was going to pull the cowl off now, but I thought, no, it'll just spoil the whole presentation, you know? So I've got him looking all right here. Okay, well, with that said, let me just go over the accessories once more. Comes with the art box, which is so. Very similar to the front of the comic. It comes with a whole load of left hands and 2 right hands. Comes with a bandage cowl with a grimace, another neck cowl, 3 batarangs, branding iron, the huge grappling hook, certificate of authentication, and a description pamphlet. So I'll leave you here with the last pan of the man they call the Batman. See you on the flip. Okay, boys and girls, that's me back with a little Batman pose off. There is no articulation in the waist. You can turn left or right, but he can't bend. The legs themselves, they are very articulated. You can turn them to face the right direction. The boots, you can move the boot itself, the actual shoe, but different angles, not that easy to do. But he looks okay. He looks okay. He's got the branding iron in his hand, and he's basically saying, right, who's up for the first burn? Pull in. So yeah, he's easy-ish to pose, but at the same time quite difficult, and I think you're only going to get static poses with the lad. I don't think you're going to be able to go mad on action poses. I've got him on a stony stands there from Seth Stoneberger. The other one, because he's heavy, eh? This is a very heavy figure. He's solid as a rock. Let's see if we can get something from down there. Might help to see him. There we go. And the faceplate, although, okay, I call it a faceplate, it's part of the actual cowl, is really nice. It's really well done. But I think you're going to have to be very careful with this top cowl on the neck piece for scratches when you turn it. If I were you, I'd take the cowl off, turn the piece that's underneath, that's on the neck plug. Let me see if I can show you quickly like this. There we go. So that is on the neck plug. So that's the inner workings of the cowl. As you can see, the cowl is empty. Which, yeah, it does prove difficult for poses, but in the same breath, it works, you know. As you don't push it down too hard on the neck, because there's no protective layer over the paint, so it'll be quite easy to scratch it, I think. I don't know if all the other parts are like that, but the neck piece is. So yeah, he looks okay, eh? He looks okay. I mean, he's a custom piece, they say. I think I'd rather stick with my Hot Toys Batman for now. The material for the suit, for the actual outfit, is quite nice. But you can see it's that stuff that you catch it with anything, it's going to get a run. So you're going to have to be very careful. And the hands is instant hot water hands or hairdryer. They don't go on easily. And I think it's because it's a deep hole in the hand, and the pegs are not that not that long. So when they come up against the gauntlet, it tends to not seat properly. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice figure, eh? And as I say, it does look like the Hush Batman out the comic. He looks mean. He looks bulky as hell. Not a man to mess around with, which is the Bat to a T. You can see the paint app details. It's not bad, eh? It's actually quite good. But you're, as I say, very limited to poses because of the body. So we're going to try and get some action poses out of him. But I don't know how successful we're going to be. I'm just scared to move the cowl now because the paint's not protected. You can make your own folds at the back with the cape, which is quite neat. You just pull it underneath the cowl there, underneath the neck piece, and you can basically get whatever shape you want, draped over the shoulder, draped over the front of him. So that's I think quite a nice touch. I don't know if the design was meant to be like that, but that's the way it is. But yeah, straight out the box, I think the cape could do with some steaming or some ironing just to get it into pleats. But yeah, man, it's not such a bad figure. It's Hush Batman. And Muerte was just saying, was this the first appearance of the branding iron? You know, I always thought it was BVS. But it could have been Hush. I don't remember him using it in the comic. But then again, my memory's not what it was, not what it used to be. Since after the accident. Okay. Well, you've seen this pose, there's not much to it. So we'll carry on and see if we can get some better poses out of him. So for now, I'll leave you with a branding iron smack in your face. I'll see you on the flip. Alright, that's it. On to the next pose. So this one, we've got him throwing the grappling hook, standing on top of the IC Customs diorama. So let's see. No, sorry. It looks quite good in front of me here, but I can't get the camera down enough to get him on it. I'll try from this side. So the same hand you used for the branding iron, you use for the grappling hook. I've turned the body sideways. And no matter what you do, you're going to have to, I think, use a stand for this bad boy. Because, as I say, he's heavy, 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 heavy. And articulation is not the best, I must admit. And I think for the price point, I don't know. I think it should be better. Should be better. But I mean, that's a nice pose, you know. He looks like bats. He acts like bats. So I suppose we can't really complain. As I say, I love the paint app on the faces. It's just plain simple but works. There's the bat symbol. It's made of like a rubber material. You can see the body underneath there. And although it works on the abs and the chest, it doesn't work down here with the legs. And he's only got single bend elbows. I'm not too sure on the knees because I don't want to risk it in case some of the material gets caught in and tears. Again, the boots are very nice to pose. You can turn the legs either direction. You can change the feet either direction. So that's a nice touch. And I mean, with such a thin fabric suit, I mean, I'm sure we can't expect rocket science, can we? Because, I mean, it'll just damage the suit left, right, and center. I mean, that's a nice view. Him throwing the grappling hook from the top of Gotham City building. Trying from this side. So he does look in motion when you do pose him. So maybe I'm just being a bit too harsh. Silence is golden, golden, but my dreams come true. Yeah, no, I dig him, eh? He's different. He's different to the other Batman that I've got. And he looks very Frank Millerish. Very Frank Millerish. But just now we'll try the next pose up. We'll try the bandage cowl and the bandage next piece and see how it looks. In the comic, he's standing all forlorn and angry. So we'll try for that pose. But for now, I'll leave you there with the white eyes of Batman, just about to throw a grappling hook through your neck. See you on a flip. As the wounded bat contemplates his fate, looking out over Gotham, he's trying to figure out who is behind this whole ordeal. He's standing, looking very pensive, very thoughtful, but very injured. The detailing of the eye behind the cowl is nice. If we come out, you can see the different posture. So he's holding his cape back from fluttering in the wind. He's got his grappling hook attached of where he climbed up. Although with that you could use it on a crane. The cape has got the nice bat shape in the bottom of it. I like that. And it's actually quite poseable, the cape. You've got to use the body though to pose it. But yeah, there's those pensive bats. As I say, trying to figure out who Hush is. Who's manipulating all these people to attack him, and he's on his own. All he has is Alfred. But then wait, who's that? Does Catwoman and the Huntress come to help him? By gum, we never expected that. And is there something growing between Batman and Catwoman? Can it be? Surely not. Surely not. So yeah, nice figure, eh? Nice figure. He looks good. I think when you're so used to movie masterpieces and all the accuracy, you can get a bit spoilt, I think. So maybe a figure like this is a welcome addition. And it's all handcrafted, they say. Except for the belt, I'm sure that came out of a factory, like. But the boots are nice. The gauntlets are nice. The hands, you have to use a hairdryer. I think I said a hairdryer or hot water to change them. It's mostly because the gauntlet pushes so hard up on the hand that you can't get enough purchase on the wrist peg. And look at the fabric of the suit. So as you can see, it's one of those fabrics that could easily catch a run or catch a pull if you caught it with a sharp object, even a blunt or any object really, because it's going to pull. So you have to manipulate it all the time so it's not going in the joints, which is okay. I mean, it's to be expected. You do that with some of the other hot toys and all the other brands. You have to be careful of that. But this one, you kind of have to be extra careful. There's his profile. So he's got a white eye this side. And you can see the detail of the other eye on this side. I don't know about the bandaging. I don't think that looks like bandaging for some reason. It looks like wispy smoke. But it is stylized, so, you know, who's to say, who's to say? But all in all, he's Batman. And it's a Batman that I know and love. Doesn't mean he's a bad figure, does it? I think there should have been tighter control on the quality issues. Not that it's bad quality, but like take the neck piece for example. It hasn't been covered with a protective layer, so you got to be very cognizant that that head can scrape the paint off that, and some people will find it out the hard way because they don't warn you in the box. But like there, I mean, he looks mean as, you know, he looks a business, Let's go out a bit. Yeah, I mean, he really looks a business there. See if we can get a bird's eye view of him. Yeah, not too bad, not too shabby, Bruce. Not too shabby at all. A Robin would have been nice with this, although Jason is dead already. Jason Todd. The Joker killed him. But there is a Robin in this book. I can't remember where he came from. He's not one of the Lazarus Pit Robins. I wonder if it's the Riddler behind this whole thing. I wonder. You'll have to read the comic to know for sure. I like the rubber-like material, the bat emblem. I just think the utility belt would have been better suited as cloth, because it's very difficult to move. You're too scared to tag the suit, you know. Again, on the IC Customs diorama, excuse the damage there, Steve. But it's 4K, it picks up everything. That's my excuse. Okay. Onwards and upwards. So we'll try one more pose with him, with this cowl, before we move him on to 360s. So we'll get a close-up, some lacquer light. See, all I said was let there be light. I'm good that way. And I shall leave you there, staring into the one eye of Batman, and I will return. Okay, looks like Bat has stepped down off the roof to get some one-on-one BATARANG action. And I must admit, I'm quite proud of him for doing that. Doesn't beat around the bush, does bats. Once it's on, it's on. He's standing on his own. I've just got the rooftop diorama in, you know, as if he's just stepped down onto the roof from it. But he is standing flat on his own. Those feet can bend nicely to flat positions. He's still not the most posable of figures, but he gets the job done. It's just the lack of ab crunch that makes it difficult. I don't know why they've made it like that. It seems like the upper torso and the bottom half are two separate pieces. I mean, the muscle bulk is there. And as I say, the cape's quite nice, eh? The cape's nice. All in all, it's a nice figure. Don't get me wrong. There's just, I don't know. There's just something that is irking me, and I don't know what it is. Would I have got this if I'd known how bad the articulation was? I don't think so. Especially at the price point. But yeah, he's here now. And he's got a dodgy eye. His right eye is, but the other one's good. But I remember back in the day, his eyes were always white, eh? His eyes were always white. And it was just part of the look, I think. But you can definitely see it's Hush Batman. Definitely. So, I mean, they've nailed that. So he's got a trusty batarang in his hand, and someone's about to get that right in the middle of their brow. Maybe it's Killer Croc, maybe Joker, maybe even Ivy. You'll have to read the comic to find out. I've dug my edition out. It's the big hardback, and it's all pencil sketches. I'll show you just now. Very dope book, eh? Very dope book. The storyline's good, it keeps you going. And you don't expect who it is at the end who's doing this to him. You would never think in 1,000 hours. 1,000, I say. The gauntlets are quite nice, eh? Very stylized. But they are nice. They go with the figure. There's one of his batarangs. As I say, he doesn't come with much. And as I say, I never knew Bats was left-handed, because all the hands are left-handed. There's only this hand and a fist for the right hand. But still, you learn something new every day. The cape is draped nicely. The outfit is not as bad as I thought over the knees, and he has got double bend knees. I think they should have splashed out though and gone for double bend elbows. But you can't have your cake and eat it, can you? No, no. Here's a top view. So that's the best line I could get, because the cowl won't turn all the way here, otherwise the neck neck piece picks up, and the cape just does its own thing. So yeah, it's difficult to get a line, movement line on him because of the minimum articulation in the waist. And at the shoulders, there's no movement in the shoulders. That's the highest you can get it, that bicep and this arm. Well, I suppose it's shoulder length at right angles, but when you try and move it to the side, it doesn't go up very far. But I could see him adding class to my collection. As I say, he is the Hush Batman. Okay. Well, I showed you my whole array of panning techniques to make do for the lack of posability. So yeah, let's go in for a last close-up on him before we get to the all-important 360s. Yeah? Yeah. That's what I said too. That's what I said too. So I'll leave you there with one eye bats. Whoops, sorry. Giving you the eye. And I shall return forthwith. I thought before I change the pose, let me show you the actual Hush arc and hardback arc that I've got. As I say, it's all done in pencil sketches, like the storyboard. But if you look at bats and the cowl, you can see it is Hush Batman. Yes? Yeah. Just nod your head in agreement. I can't see you, but I know you're doing it. So yeah, Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. One writer, one artist, and this book won numerous awards. So it is a good book to get if you like a good bat read. Bats does, don't you, bats? Yeah? Okay, I just wanted to show you that quickly and add it on at the end of the movie. But I do think they've nailed the cowl shape. Flip side. Okay, so I thought we'd start with a close-up of Bat's cowl and face as we slowly pull away to see that striding walk that you see when he's pissed off in a lot of the comics. You recognize it? Well, I do, and I'm the one that counts. It's my figure. There you can see the shape of the cape. It's hanging nicely. It's quite easy to get that there. We've got one arm back, one arm forward. Upper torso, ramrod straight. And yeah, he looks quite cool. I think I'm going to lead with this one, just to start yous on the 360 journey. Do yous agree? Yeah, I thought yous would. I thought yous would. But yeah, all in all, is he worth having in your collection? Yeah, I'd say yeah. Is he worth the price point? No, I don't think so. There's too many things that you can't do. And they've gone to the extent of designing a body for him. They should have made it a lot more articulated. Just my opinion, like. Maybe it's just tight because it's new. I don't think so, though. I don't think there's any ab crunch whatsoever. You can only turn it left or right. But he looks good. I'll give them their due. SSR have done a really fantastic job. It's just a pity there's a few points, and major points at that let it down. Will I be keeping him? I'm still not too sure yet. I'm still not too sure. I love Hush. It's one of my favorite comics or favorite books. Do I need the Batman from it? I'd like a Frank Miller Batman, a battle damage one from Bat Fanatics, or yeah, because he does fantastic battle damage ones. Okay, so I think it's time for the 360s to begin. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please hit subscribe, hit like, as I say, do the trifecta and leave a comment. It'll only hurt the first time. After that, it gets easier and easier. Honest, just leave one comment. You'll see. It's painful, but the pain goes away quickly. Righto, I shall love and leave yous, and I'll see yous in the 360s. It's the 1st of December today, so Christmas is upon us. Bats looks a bit grim for Christmas, like. But he might open up after the 360s. God bless. I'll see yous on the flip.